I am back again for the huge second video in my Void Hunter series. In video number 1, link in the description below, I asked 3 big questions about the Void Hunters of Zenless Zone 0. Check out that first video if you missed it. It's the perfect video to find out all there is to know about the complete topic, and all there is to know about the legendary heroes themselves. I left off last time on a bit of a cliffhanger, so now we're going to deep dive into the third burning question. Will there be any future Void Hunters in Zenless Zone 0? And we'll also take a look at the current agents and examine which ones could maybe one day be promoted to Void Hunter status. Are you ready for this? Doesn't matter, it's happening anyways. Let's do it! I guess the simple answer to this question is most likely yes. There is a very good possibility that the devs will add more characters to the rank of Void Hunter. I feel like the community wants it, and it seems to be the obvious path for the story. We already have proof that Void Hunter is an ongoing classification. At this time in the modern era, Hoshimi Miyabi is the only person to have earned the title. However, it really seems like the story is preparing us to accept Bell and Wise as special augmented humans of Void Hunter-like status, in the same fashion as the father of Hollow Exploration, Joyous. Maybe one day we'll see Bell and Wise as combat characters, or at least they'll have some sort of mastery over Ether and be able to physically traverse the Hollows in style. On top of that, there could also be new characters released that possess crazy power levels and then earn the title as the story goes along. We already have someone like that announced. Yi Xuan is said to be a Void Hunter rank Hollow Investigator, meaning she's as strong as any Void Hunter but not yet bestowed with the official rank. Now, let's do something fun. Let's look at all the current agents in the game and break down which ones could possibly become Void Hunters. It needs to be said that any of the agents could hypothetically become Void Hunters if you bend their story enough to make it happen. But that's not what we're going to do, we're going to try this for real. Let's quickly set the parameters for each character to follow to find out if one day they become a Void Hunter or not. To become a Void Hunter doesn't exactly mean they have to be strong, so it would be possible for characters that are on the weaker side to also become Void Hunters. But we're also going to take into consideration, would they even want to? Is it part of their lore and story, and could one day it lead to the future of them becoming a city defender? Are they strong enough, and would they ever want to? Those are the 2 rules that we have to follow. To kick this off, we have a list of characters that I feel are simply never going to become Void Hunters for one reason or another. The list is on the screen right now. I'll use the 2 parameters we discussed just a second ago to explain why they're probably not ever going to be bestowed the rank of Void Hunter. Now we can talk freely about characters that probably could become Void Hunters one day, in one way or another. Doing this alphabetically, first on the list is Billy. Billy is pretty much a no-brainer. All of the lore for Billy points to him one day getting an S-rank version of himself, as well as a massive upgrade in lore and story. Exactly like Silver Ambi. Billy is a legend in the Outer Ring before the game ever starts. He is feared and powerful. If anything, he's nerfed himself to come and be with the Cunning Hares and have a little bit of fun. Power-wise and motivation-wise, I think Billy is a yes. He's got that Starlight Knight justice mindset, and yeah, he definitely would become a Void Hunter one day, if given the opportunity. Next, we have Caesar. On this whole list, there are a few characters that are just made to be Void Hunters, and I feel that Caesar is one of them. She really does represent the good qualities and the powerful qualities of the Outer Ring. Her never say die attitude and her sense of compassion to help everyone really does feel like a future Void Hunter. Next on the list is Corrin. Just to get it out of the way, I feel that all of Victoria Housekeeping are hiding secret powers, or hiding the strength that they already have. Corrin is no exception. She is stupid strong. All of the characters in Victoria Housekeeping speak about this at one time or another. The only thing that she currently lacks is confidence. Give it a few years, give it some experience, and yeah, I think Corrin has the strength and the purity of character to become a Void Hunter. Following down the list, we have Ellen. I don't even have to talk about Ellen, I think everyone knows. She's basically the only character in the game that is on par with Miyabi. In terms of strength and combat ability, it almost feels like it's a matter of time before Ellen becomes a Void Hunter. I have a little theory about Victoria housekeeping and the Void Hunter statuses. It goes something like this. One day in the story, the mayor could call for new Void Hunters to rise up and take rank. The obvious first choice is his already pet faction, Victoria housekeeping. He may want to hold on to Lycon and Rena for himself because of their experience, and also because they're not afraid to do things behind the shadows that are a little questionable in ethics and morals. However, that leaves Ellen and Corin, both of which are crazy capable already at their young age to become Void Hunters, just by their combat abilities alone. So if the mayor ever did call for heroes of justice to rise up, I think Ellen and Corin would be a natural fit to join Miyabi as the first new generation of Void Hunter. With that said, we move on to Evelyn. Evelyn has a super mysterious past of espionage and lots of skills that even Liam Neeson would be jealous of. She is secretly kind-hearted and wishes the best for everyone. It doesn't exactly line up that her character would ever wish to be a Void Hunter, but it's not too far of a stretch to say that she might have the ability and the desire one day in the future to fill the rank. Next on the list is Grace. Grace is kinda weird, but she fits. Hear me out. Grace is a mechanical and robotic genius, as well as probably the world's leading expert in AI construct technology. She currently uses her skills for Bellabog Industries and worker robots, placing personalities into them and giving them the ability to work on their own as AI beings. She calls them children. If Grace ever accepted the call to rise up to Void Hunter status, I think that her ability to create machines could lead to a Gundam-style creation that she could pilot and battle ethereals quite effectively. And also, I mean, how scary would it be to have a sentient robot army full of Grace's technology at her disposal? I think that's a pretty great option to fight against the Hollow Disasters. Moving on, we have Harumasa. Asaba is a test subject. The people who kidnapped him at an early age used him as a test subject for their super serums to try and create a humanoid living being that could permanently resist ether corruption, making it possible to traverse the hollows indefinitely. They failed. And because of this failure, Harumasa is constantly becoming an ethereal and has to take medication to stop the ether corruption from happening daily. It often makes him weak and complacent. Now let's imagine a scenario where Harumasa finds the remedy for his problems, giving him the attributes that were originally set out for him to have, meaning he could be a permanent resident of the Hollows and experience no corruption. But on top of that, let's go a step further. This new serum might also give him capabilities much like an ethereal, without losing his humanity. If you've ever seen the anime Bleach, think Hollow Ichigo, and you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. Next on the list is Jane. Everything I said about Evelyn, you can apply to Jane. Is she ready to be a Void Hunter? Does she desire it? I don't know about all that, but I think she is capable and mysterious enough to one day pull it off. Maybe. Continuing, we have Lighter. Lighter is a badass. Lighter is a outer ring champion. Lighter has the skills to pay the bills. Given a little bit of time, I feel that his skills could only get better and might earn him a status where he could compete with the likes of Miyabi and the Void Hunters of Legend. Plus, Lighter's got a superhero-like attitude. The desire to be a protector would definitely be there. Moving on, we come to Lycon. I already spoke at length about the Victoria housekeeping crew. I think every member could become a Void Hunter one day, and Lycon is no exception. On top of him being physically impressive, he also has the gentle desire to help others and protect. It really wouldn't be a surprise if the story progressed that he or others in Victoria housekeeping would eventually hold some kind of rank, maybe not Void Hunter, but something close to the idea of it. Next on the list is Qing-Yi. Qing-Yi, like Billy, is an intelligent construct. Her body is super capable of handling the Hollow's corruption and handling any of the ethereals. She may not be exactly strong enough to solo the massive ethereals, but then again, neither were some of the Void Hunters before. Also, it seems like Qing-Yi was resurrected over and over, time and time again, for the purpose of law enforcement. So a little bit of programming and a little bit of reprogramming, and she could desire to become a Void Hunter. Next is Seth. Seth is an open book. He's so young and full of potential. He might have the strongest desire to become a protector of the city more than anyone else. I really don't have anything else to add except for his uncapped potential at this point and his uncapped love for the city and its residents. Moving our way down the list, we come to Soldier Zero Ambi. Ambi may cheat a little bit because she was basically designed and birthed to be Void Hunter rank. With the recent addition of S-Rank Ambi into the story and into the gameplay, we can see that she's pretty much ready. I don't think she has the desire, but it could come around. She could be convinced. With Ambi in mind, we work our way down to Soldier 11. Soldier 11 is the same story as Ambi, only told through a military lens. She's chosen the life of a soldier, and she's really good at it. Remember that she too was a part of Silver Squad and the Silver Squad project, meaning she's got all the same capabilities as Silver Ambi. She may do things a little bit differently, but I feel that her potential to serve New Eridu and to protect its citizens is real. And what's also real is her ability to do that. Next on the list is Sokaku. Sokaku? Really? Yeah, really. She's an Oni. Oni are not exactly Thyran. They're kind of a race that's been unexplored so far. But what we do know, they live a lot longer than humans. They are considerably more healthy than humans when it comes to ether corruption. They may even have abilities that make them stronger and tougher, as well as a bit magical at times. For real, not a lot is understood about Oni, but what is understood is that they're like humans, just +1. Also, in Oni years, Sokaku is supposed to be pretty young, so she's got plenty of time to figure it out and plenty of time to reach the rank. Working our way towards the end now, we come to Vivian. She's a special case. Does she have the combat ability? Probably not. Her abilities are nothing to laugh at, but her real secret is her fortune telling, or clairvoyance, or whatever you want to call it. This could be massively helpful, and if she ever learned to perfect it and use it, she could lead squads of people and know what was going to happen moments in advance. There's a lot of lore potential there. For that reason, I think it's a possibility. Next up is Yanagi. I love Yanagi. That's besides the point, but she is best girl and you can't convince me otherwise. Yanagi is a workaholic. Yanagi is a perfectionist. Her abilities are already top-notch. She exceeds all of her physical tests and mental tests in the eyes of her superiors. She basically is the HSOS 6 division. All the other members have their qualities, but really, Yanagi runs this thing. Not to mention, she's got Oni blood, which gives her a lot of the same abilities as Sokaku, maybe in a slightly diminished fashion, we don't know. Maybe it's even more powerful. Kinda like in Dragon Ball when they said that mixing human blood and Saiyan blood made the ultimate being. And then Gohan did nothing with that. Anyway, Yanagi has a pure heart and a desire to help. I do think she has the combat capabilities to pull it off, but even if she didn't, I really feel that her squad leader abilities and her overall organizational skills could lead to a battlefield commander of historical status. Next to last on the list is Yixuan. She's not even out to play yet, and we already know that she could pull it off. Her abilities are top-notch, maybe even better than Miyagi. I don't really have any proof yet, but I kind of predict that the story will lead to her becoming a Void Hunter or something close to that as 2.0 progresses. And finally, last on the list is Zuyan. Zuyan is a basic human who just works out a lot and pushes herself to the limit. So her combat skills are extremely respectable for what a human can manage. I've added her to this list for that reason, and also for the reason that she's basically All Might in a cop uniform. She just smiles and gets things done. She doesn't give up. It's not always the strongest that succeeds. And if the world were facing an ethereal threat of hollow disaster, I think I would want her on the front lines, leading and fighting. So that's it. That's all the characters in the game right now and the possibilities that I think each one of them would or would not be a Void Hunter someday in the near future. This is a topic that I definitely want to discuss with you guys further. Hit me up in the comment section down below, join my Discord and ramble about it there, link in the description. I am fascinated by this topic and I would love to hear all your opinions. Before we end this video, I have kind of a little bonus thought. All this is fun, but it's not that simple, because what if some of the legendary Void Hunters are still alive? I've read posts online that claim there is a previous developer talk where they said that the Void Hunters are dead during the time of Bell and Wise's story. I've tried and failed to find a specific video. But there's hope to the contrary because the story of Zenless has time travel theory written all over it. So we could see the Void Hunters of legend one day through time travel. But I think it's much more likely that some of them are simply still alive. I only have solid theories for 2 of the 7 legendary Void Hunters still being alive. So we'll quickly talk about those right now. The first is Lieutenant Colonel Dan. He is an intelligent construct with a seemingly fully robotic body, which means that deleting him is the only way to end him. He doesn't fade off naturally over time like a biological body. Sure, it is certainly possible that he did indeed meet his end inside of a hollow somewhere, but because we just don't know, we can speculate that he might still be around in one way or another. Or perhaps he's like Ching-Yi and could be brought back and placed into a new body. The second theory is Professor RK. His legend is that he went into Hollow Zero and never returned. On top of that, his character model is wild, to say the least. It definitely seems like he spent way too much time in the Hollows and has undergone some form of hollowification. Or maybe he altered his physical form in order to remain in the Hollows forever. Due to his extremely unique circumstances, it gives the impression that he's not dead, just chilling somewhere inside of Hollow Zero and awaiting his triumphant return. Hey, if you've made it this far, let me know down below by commenting the special code word Cake Factory. Thank you so much for watching. That's all for this video. Here comes the outro. Until next time, Proxies and Bang Boos, I'll see you in New Eridu.